The Russian military is furious that Putin has downsized the invasion of Ukraine and called for a new escalation of the conflict. As the Kremlin's war effort stumbles against a dogged Ukrainian resistance, leading figures in the Red Army have reportedly begged Putin to take the country for good. Military and pro-war Telegram channels are now flooded with calls to commit greater resources to Ukraine and fight NATO, according to Russian news agency Agenta. In a viral rant posted by YouTuber and Spetsnaz Special Forces veteran Alexander Arudyanov, whose channel Rosvidos has almost 18 million views, Arudyanov slammed the pivot to the eastern Donbas region. He asked Putin directly, "Dear Vladimir Vladimirovich, please decide, are we fighting a war or are we masturbating?" We need to stop this dry job. Meanwhile, Russian Air Force Telegram fighter bomber wrote to members, "We'll further increase air defense units on the border with Ukraine in order to cover our territory from ballistic missile strikes, but it is also clear that NATO countries have far more weapons than Russia." Pro-war factions now believe Russia is fighting NATO, not just Ukraine. That means committing the nation's entire forces, they claim. Deputy Commander Rustam Minikayev hinted at this when he suggested Russia forge a corridor from the Donbas to Moldova in striking comments last week. He said, "We must establish full control over the Donbas and southern Ukraine. This will provide a land corridor to the Crimea, as well as influence the vital objects of the Ukrainian economy." Control over the south of Ukraine is another way out to Transnistria, the pro-Russia breakaway region of Moldova, where there are also facts of oppression of the Russian-speaking population. It's not yet clear that control over Moldovan territory is a priority for Moscow, but Minikayev's comments suggest it is something army leaders are pushing for. Agenta also stated leading spies had confirmed controversial reports that an FSB general is locked up in Russia's most notorious prison for intelligence failings. Colonel General Sergei Beseda is reportedly behind bars at Lefortovo for his role in the flagging war. This has been strenuously denied by the Kremlin, which has even altered the name on Beseda's prison records. A Spetsnaz contact told the agency, "Well done." A source at the Service of Economic Security of the FSB added, "All true." The mutiny follows news that Russia will be unable to fight another war for years due to mass equipment losses in Ukraine. Putin will struggle in the Donbas because vital inventories are getting low, according to Washington analyst Mark Kainshon. Wrecked Kremlin equipment now amounts to 939 tanks, 185 planes, 155 helicopters, 421 artillery units and 8 ships, the Ukrainian army estimated this morning. When Russian forces entered Ukraine on February 24, the invading Moscow military dwarfed Ukraine's, prompting many to believe the war would be swift and effective. Russia's land army consisted of 280,000 full-time active soldiers compared with Ukraine's 125,600. But the amount of Russian soldiers needed to seize the whole country and control the entire population would be close to 1 million, according to Michael Clark, a visiting professor at King's College London's Department of War Studies. That suggests the Kremlin woefully underestimated the amount of force needed to pummel its neighbor into submission. A flood of Ukrainian conscripts, high-tech weaponry sent by NATO countries and Russian strategic failures have all helped to turn the tide in Kyiv's favor. Advertisement.